Hey, you're listening to a Wrestling Roundup, FreeFM 89.0, Grady Hooker, special WrestleMania 30 episode. We've brought everybody in. We've got Phid in studio.
How's it going?
We got Josh on Skype.
Yo.
And we got Brandon on Skype.
Howdy.
So, WrestleMania, did anyone see the pre-show?
I saw the pre-show.
Yes.
I don't know what happened in New Zealand for the box office-y part, because we got it on the TV.
No, we didn't get it legally in New Zealand.
Okay. That explains everything. Did you two get it?
Yep.
So, what was the action like?
The best thing that they
fine.
could have done for this match was to make it the elimination style match that they made it just before the match began. But it was a good tag team match. Perfect match to open up the show and to get everybody into the show before we got to the main show.
Yeah, I thought it was exciting enough to be a good build-up. Nothing over the top, crazy, that was going to take anything away from the main show, but it was a great hype-up show.
Brandon?
Yeah, I think I really enjoyed the match. I liked all the high-flying spots, and I was actually kind of surprised Los Matadores got as quickly eliminated as they did. But overall, it was just a good tag team match.
I did hear at the end of it, there's no more Real Americans. Did I hear right?
The Real Americans went boom, even if Zeb Coulter doesn't realize it yet.
Exactly.
So there's no more teaming together? No flag toting?
No.
Nope.
Oh, that's sad. So to open up the actual show, probably one of the only segments we'll talk about, Hogan, Rock, Austin.
Oh my god, what a way to start a show. That was just amazing.
The Mount Rushmore of professional wrestling came alive for the beginning of WrestleMania 30.
That was probably the first time in a long time I have legitimately marked out and popped at home on my own. It was amazing. Hogan, the gaff at the start was just gold, and it just made the rest of the promo absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, he messed that up badly, and that's typical of WrestleMania type crowds. They didn't let him live it down the entire night.
Yeah, but I actually think it made the rest of the promo brilliant because the interaction for the rest of the promo between Rocky and Austin giving him a bit of stick about it, it just made it a hilarious segment.
Yeah, it was great. It was really great.
It was like the perfect mix of getting the crowd hyped up, some massive pops, a bit of humour. It was just absolute gold. Respect was shown to the right people in the right amount of quantities, and it didn't drag on.
The only thing I would have asked for would have been to bring out Cena. I understand the whole issues with him having his match later on, but Cena is the fourth person in the Mount Rushmore of professional wrestling.
I can't argue with you on that one at all. It would have been cool to see all four of them in the ring together. Maybe they're holding on to that for another big event. I mean, this was the first time we've ever seen those three faces in the same ring at the same time interacting with each other.
I'd say so. I think Hogan came back after Austin left, didn't he? Yeah. Okay, the first match on the card, we opened up with the match Josh predicted would be the first one, the Daniel Bryan Triple H match.
This match to me was greater than I expected it to be. However, to me, I did think the giveaway of the finish of the match was having Triple H having this grandiose entrance at the start of the show.
Yep.
But that's Triple H.
It is Triple H, you're right, but if he's coming out with the grandiose start, does that instantly tell you he's not going to be getting a big intro later?
He probably would have still done the same thing. And as a note, in his entrance, NXT Divas, let's see here, Sasha Banks and Charlotte were the ladies that were on his side.
Yeah, who's the third lady?
Alexa Bliss, I think.
Yeah, I did read somewhere that they were all NXT Divas.
Okay.
I think those two, though, in the ring, they didn't just fight a great match, they told an amazing story during that bout.
It was definitely one of those rise up against stories that came to an end. It
felt legitimately like a great war between the two of them. And it's a feeling to me personally that I haven't honestly felt that in a single fight. I'm not talking about a storyline. I'm talking about just one single fight where I've honestly felt that, and they pulled it off amazingly. Like, you can say everything you want about Triple H. The two of them just had an amazing bout.
For 20 years, my opinion was that the greatest opening match in WrestleMania history was the WrestleMania 10 opening match between Owen Hart and Bret Hart. That changed at WrestleMania 30.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one.
It pretty much goes along with that as well, with Bryan winning the opening match and then winning the title in the main event.
Yeah.
So it's very similar.
Yeah. So, Bryan got to have his WrestleMania 10 moment. And we got to see an amazing match, amazing story, and then we got to see Bryan get beat down after the match to further it's a Bryan versus the Authority angle. He doesn't have any chance of winning the championship.
Well, he did, clearly. But up next, I think it was the six-man tag match between the Shield and Kane and the New Age Outlaws.
If you blink, this match over.
Oh no, wasn't this one a quick match?
Yeah.
I was expecting this one to actually be a fairly good match. I was expecting it to be a slow-paced match. I think the timing of the match was good, though, because having it nice and quick, the old boys didn't come out looking like old, slow guys, and the Shield just looked dominant.
That double, triple power bomb.
Oh, that was gold.
I love that. That was great.
Though I heard it may have ruptured some blood vessels in Billy.
Yeah. But they reckon it's absolutely fine now, though.
Yeah, he was just coughing up blood.
Just coughing up blood.
Yeah.
Do that every day.
Yeah, that's perfectly normal.
I'm a smoker. It happens once a month at least.
Oh, what's the next? Josh, what's the next match?
Next match, the Battle Royal.
There we go. The 31-man Battle
Yeah,
Royal.
all of a sudden it became a 31-man battle royal. To be honest, I actually didn't even notice.
I did. I was like, I know there's 3 empty spots. Christian pulled out. There's 4. Xavier Woods, Tatsu, Kid, Cesaro. I counted them all. But there's one too many people there.
See, I went into this match calling it the creative has
David
nothing for you
Otunga
match.
was the guy that probably came out who wasn't supposed to.
Yeah. Yeah, I went into this calling it the creative has nothing for you match.
Yeah.
It was basically a way to give all these guys something to do.
Yeah.
But I think we're going to get something big out of this match, though. One thing I think we can all agree on, we got a WrestleMania 3 moment in that match.
Oh, yeah. I cannot believe you picked him up.
The big power slam of Cesaro slamming the Big Show out of the ring.
That was a big wall moment. I'm glad that they emptied out that ring as fast as they did, because the match started off very messy to me. But once it started to empty out and we started to get some good legit fighting going on, and then, like you said, that moment was just whoa.
That's going to be something that's going to be shown for years, just the way the Andre Slam is.
Exactly. I mean, the Andre Slam made Hogan.
This may have made Cesaro.
Exactly. Well, it's yet to be seen, but this is definitely, if anything's going to make him, this is going to be it.
Also, am I correct in saying that Big Show was wearing Andre gear? 1-strap blue boots?
Yeah.
I think he may have been.
It probably was a throwback to him.
I have good eyes.
Oh, I didn't even spot that.
The fur boots that Bryan was wearing at WrestleMania
Yeah.
was a throwback to Bruiser Brody.
Ah, see, I had noticed the fur boots, and I wasn't sure who that was, whether that was a nod to somebody or whether he was just being a little bit flamboyant for WrestleMania. It's interesting.
That's what I found out by reading the WrestleMania diary that they posted for him.
Ah, okay.
For that night. Yeah.
Okay, well, I think it's time to jump into the classic entrance theme of the week. It's Harley Race.
Oh, wow.
And you're back with the Wrestling Roundup, FreeFM 89.0, Grady, Brandon, Josh, Phid. Jump in where we left off, Bray Wyatt, John Cena.
This match should have been absolutely amazing. It should have been exciting. It should have been awesome. I will leave it up to you guys to cover off how it actually was.
I used my fast forward button liberally.
Yeah.
I thought it was amazing.
You always
Cena
seem to have the
versus
opposite opinion on things than me, Josh.
Cena versus Bray told an amazing story. It was all about the storytelling. It was about the psychological warfare that Bray Wyatt was putting out towards Cena.
I think the story was definitely there being told, but it felt like a mini-series. It was very slow-paced.
I felt that it was overhyped. I think the talking and the back and forths between them were a lot better than the match.
The one
And the
spot...
crowd finally figured out what they want to do during a Bray Wyatt match.
Yeah, the one spot that did get me, that I did pop for, was definitely going for the 5 moves of doom.
No.
And then the crab walk.
Yeah.
That was just, whoa. And Cena legit sold that.
I think the better one was when everyone is about to happen and then the whole crowd just go, and he's got the whole world in his hands.
Yeah, that was
and
awesome.
then they start swaying their arms around. It just absolutely adds to the creepy factor. And as I said during our predictions, regardless of what happens in this match, Bray Wyatt was going to come out a star.
Oh,
Bray
definitely.
Bray Wyatt became a star.
Yeah, he did
He
definitely.
did not have to win that match to become a star.
He was already on his way there, and that just sort of just tipped him over the edge, and the crowd is completely behind him now.
Talking about crowd reactions, rewind a little bit. Battle Royal, Fandango got a little moment.
He did get a moment.
Somehow.
But then he got beat down by Sheamus.
But he got his moment. That's all that matters. The whole crowd seemed to be into it. So yeah, we'll jump back to where we was. I'm not going to talk about this next match, but you people can. I'm on like a vow of silence right now.
Which one's this?
The match that shall not be named and shall be ignored from all record keeping.
The end of the streak.
The end of the... I am going to go heel on this one. I think it was time to happen. Undertaker in this match didn't look like the monster we know him to be in the past. He, the entire time, looked like an old man.
You know why? Because he got concussed really early in the match.
Yeah. But
And Brock Lesnar had to carry the match and call the spots.
Oh no, and any time there's a match being carried by Brock Lesnar, it is not going to be an amazing match. It was not a great match. I really do hope that this isn't the match that we see as Taker's last one, because I'd like to see Taker go out on something more memorable.
Yeah.
As a match, I mean, this is going to be memorable as a moment, but
True.
as a match, it was not the greatest match for Taker to go out on.
I was upset like everybody else. I was shocked, and that will be a moment that will be remembered along with just about every big moment in WrestleMania history.
Oh, definitely. It was a moment.
I agree. The match was slow. It was
Boring.
It was a bit boring. Yes, I had predicted that. I thought the match would be a 4-star match because I remember Punk and Lesnar had a great match.
Yeah, it was a good
And then,
match.
of course, Undertaker and Punk had a great match.
Yeah,
so I
they
thought
did.
I thought there was a chance of having a good match between them.
Do you think Undertaker should have tapped out last year?
I always said the Undertaker could go as long as he wanted to. And it was also came back to the whole thing when he said publicly that he would retire when the crowd would let him know when it was time.
Yeah.
And I felt he kind of got the sense that the crowd said, okay, it's time to go.
Yeah.
And
I think
honest,
he's had the opportunity, I think, for at least the last 2, maybe 3 years to sort of go out on top. And this year was probably that 1 year too many.
yeah, but he definitely he had chosen Brock Lesnar to end the streak 4 years ago.
Yeah.
It was not something that was made in the last month, contrary to people's beliefs.
Well, there's some people out there that believe that the end was decided midway through the match by Taker.
I actually brought that up as a theory, as maybe that he figured out I can't go anymore.
Yeah.
By the crowd reaction and everything to the match. Let's end it. Let's end it now. But after I've heard Lesnar was hand chosen by the Undertaker to end the streak in 2009.
Question for you: do you think Heyman knew the end?
I don't think he did.
I don't think he did either, because he looked just as shocked as everybody else that was watching that match.
I think only 3 people knew the outcome of that match.
Yeah, Vinnie Mac,
McMahon,
and
Brock Lesnar, and the Undertaker.
I don't think the ref did either.
No, because he looked hesitant to slap that third hand down.
He's like, 1, 2, crap, I'm ending the streak with this.
Yeah.
Whoa, maybe that's...
And then Heyman sort of jumped in the ring and was confused.
Yeah.
Did that happen?
Everybody was. And that is one of those things that goes, that lets people know that there's still a little bit of kayfabe left.
Yeah, see, I went back and watched that match. I've been back and watched it 3 more times, that one match, just to watch the end.
Okay.
Because I wanted to just look at the reactions of everybody, because the first time I saw Heyman's reaction, it looked like a legit reaction. And the next few times I watched it, it's definitely, he was just as shocked as everyone else.
First time I saw it, I thought Lesnar's was a bit real, but then you look back and you're like, okay, it's a little off there.
Yeah.
Well, we could probably talk about this match for like the rest of the entire show.
Yeah.
But I gotta cut us to the current entrance theme. It's Paul Heyman's. I think it's the old ECW theme, possibly.
Cool.
And you're back with the Wrestling Roundup, FreeFM 89.0, Grady, Josh, Brandon, Phid. The Divas match. Did anybody take a toilet break or...
Smoke break?
I didn't. I watched it.
I know I sat down to watch it, and I slightly regret that.
It wasn't a bad match.
It could have gone worse.
Hey, at least it made it onto the show.
Yeah.
They didn't get bumped this year.
Pretty sure that was the first women's or Divas title match on the show for ages for WrestleMania.
I heard somewhere it was the first one in something like 10 years or something.
That sounds about right.
Yeah. Don't quote me on that.
Usually when it comes to the Divas, they're involved with the celebrity tie-in.
Yeah.
But there was no celebrities this year.
Yeah, there was like 3 live bands though. Or was it all one band?
Nah, 3.
It was
3.
It had Bray Wyatt's singer performed, and then you had the singer for Rev Theory, I think it is, that sings
that's Voices.
Orton's theme. They played. Those were the
Okay.
fans.
Just quickly rewinding.
They played the entrance.
Can I quickly rewind and cover this real quickly? Don't you think it was funny that Bray Wyatt gets a big, awesome main eventer intro or entrance, and Cena got the standard issue mid-card sort of...
Yeah, I was shocked, because Cena always does these over-the-top entrances at WrestleMania.
I think it's a back-to-basics type thing. Cena's legacy was under threat. He's got to throw away everything he's done. He's got to pull it back to basics. He's got to come out, do what he does, and win this match. That's how I took it.
Okay.
As, like, Bray can do whatever mind games he wants. I'm here to wrestle. I'm going to go out. I'm going to wrestle. I'm going to win this match.
Yeah.
And that's...
But how creepy was that band, by the way?
Well, since we sort of derailed the Divas, we'll just point out AJ did retain.
She did.
She beat the entire roster in one match.
So
that means that there's nobody left in the roster to beat her. I guess we need an anti-diva to come and take the title from her.
I don't know. I think every diva that will step into the ring pales in comparison to her.
I did think, like, I'm pretty sure I wrote it even on one of our roundups, that when they first announced this match, I think they should have added, just for a bit of flair, it should have been elimination, they should have added an NXT diva, and they should have added a Legends diva. Someone like Michelle McCool, and then, like, Charlotte or something.
Well, Michelle was in the crowd. Why didn't they just pull her over the rail and say you're in the fight?
I just thought it would have added a bit of zhuzh to the match.
It could have.
But, okay, we're running out of time. We'll move on to the main event. I have a feeling you guys have some big
Problem
theories.
is that Michelle wouldn't have been there to do it, because she was in an ambulance
Good call.
on the way to the hospital with her husband, The Undertaker.
This is a good point.
Yeah. We could have picked someone else, though. There's plenty of them out there. Main event, WWE title. Bryan wins. Yes, 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 and show over.
Awesome. It was amazing.
Good match.
It was a great match.
the Triple H coming back out was a bit obvious.
Yeah, you gotta figure there's some interference in that match because the Authority, they don't want Daniel Bryan to be champion, and it looked like Daniel Bryan was going to be champion even if he did hit his shoulder earlier in the night.
Did you get the feeling that there was a moment there after that powerbomb where both Orton and Batista were sort of...
Yep.
It looked like they weren't sure what to do.
Me and Mum are sitting here watching it. We see the slam, we're like, cool spot. The next thing you know, we see a ref check on him. The guys come out, and we're like, crap, is this real? And then you look, and Batista's just looking over.
Because
Orton
had massively injured himself.
Got hurt from that spot.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why the whole confusion was, because Orton landed squarely on one of those
the monitors.
Monitors, and messed his back up.
Oh no, and
you got cut.
It looked like everyone was just sort of like, we're gonna stall, see what happens with Bryan. Maybe the ref will tell us what to do. Because imagine if Bryan was meant to win, and he'd just been knocked the hell out and out of the match.
What do we do? What's the end? What's the finish?
Stall.
Yeah.
They gave Bryan a McFoley moment.
Yeah.
The whole getting off the stretcher and getting back into the match. But unlike Foley, from that moment, Bryan won the match.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, the yes movement wins. We, the people, finally get what we wanted.
Did we?
Bryan takes his rightful place as the champion and now has the opportunity to become the legitimate face of the company.
And when was the last time we got a WrestleMania finish on a moment where we all go home happy? In recent memory, I cannot actually think of one.
Well, the WrestleMania's past two ended with Cena Rock, didn't they?
Yeah.
I would say the WrestleMania 28 with The Rock.
I'd go one earlier. I think the one where...
The one earlier was The Miz, so no.
Okay. The one earlier than that. The one where the Undertaker's match was the headline.
Yeah, the end of the... But it was the end of the career of HBK, so could you really say everybody went home happy?
Good call. Well, it was a big match.
Yeah.
I think it had to be last year for me, because even though not many people like John Cena, I think people were happy that The Rock lost, since I don't think they were too happy The Rock didn't even show up the night after.
True. But that was because you were there, so you're biased.
Yeah, I think this was a legit full-on happy moment.
Except for my mum.
I think one of the ones that I can think of most recently is probably the end of WrestleMania 20, though I can't really talk about it.
Ah, fair enough.
I
know my mum was having a really bad night. She hates Bryan, she hates Cesaro, she hates Cena.
Your mum is such a heel! Your mum is such a heel!
No, Cesaro's a heel. Technically. But yeah, she just, for some reason, she doesn't like Bryan, so she was very disappointed.
Yeah.
But there's always going to be the haters, aren't there?
Yeah.
So...
The one thing I did love about I think as a whole, this pay-per-view was one of the ones for the ages.
True, it had the moments.
Yeah, it was an emotional roller coaster. There were seeds of doubt throughout the entire thing where we did doubt our heroes.
Yeah.
We lost a hero.
True.
And then we gained that massive end. I think from start to finish, they completely played the internet as well.
True.
The internet wrestling community got a heap wrong. Reddit guy, if you follow Reddit guy, completely lost his mojo.
They were smarter though, because they kept the finish to most matches secret. So, but I did notice, I read it, that the betting odds for Lesnar spiked just before the pay-per-view.
Yeah, so somebody knew.
What do we got? We got about a minute left. So, what do we think is going to headline Extreme Rules? Who's going for the title? Phid?
Who's going for the title? I don't know. I actually don't. I'm lost on this because you've still got 3 people in contention, really.
Okay. Who do you think, Josh?
I'm going to go with a Fatal 4-Way match. I'm going to say that Bryan will have to face the entire Evolution Authority.
Okay. And you, Brandon?
I think it's probably going to be Triple H. And I think Randy Orton and Batista do have an outside chance, and Randy Orton does have his rematch. And we could also see a rematch with Orton. But after that, epic. Batista bomb, neckbreaker combination from Randy Orton and Batista. I really want to see these two team up together.
Fair
It
enough.
could pump some life into the tag division.
Okay, well,
But that's going to have to be pulling them out of the main event.
yeah. I also have no idea. I'm with Phid in this. It'll be someone. That's all I can be assured.
Yeah, and I love the fact that at the moment I don't know where it's going.
Yeah. Okay, well, we're out of time for now. You can visit our Facebook page, facebook.com/Wrestling Roundup Radio, or our Twitter page, twitter.com/Wrestling Radio, or our website, wrestlingroundup.host22.com. It's been great talking to all three of you,
Thanks for having me in.
and
Yep.
Peace.
Yep.
see you all next week.